Greetings. So I've been using social media long enough as a police officer in my professional and personal life to see some of the same individuals or the same groups who called for more police accountability years later say that body-worn cameras were a breach of privacy. The same individuals who say there should be more police officers patrolling the streets, they should be better equipment, there should be better police training, slam the police budget when they talk about raising it even slightly. I've done 2 videos recently talking about carjackings and basically situational awareness. And sure enough, the comments come in. If police were doing their job properly and they were patrolling, then this wouldn't happen. I also saw a comment, somebody said, police would rather tell us what the problem is on social media than to actually do their job and prevent this from happening. I'm going to explain to you a very real scenario. Cops are just starting a shift in the summertime, Friday, Saturday night. It's a busy time and the platoon is at full capacity. It means everybody's in working. They're starting their shift with 20, 25 calls and pending. Calls and pending, basically calls that the police haven't got to yet. They go from call to call, trying to clear the board while calls are still going in. And then you get a homicide or a shooting in your division or another shooting, or there's a protest or demonstration, which we're seeing these days, which draws the resources into another division completely, and these calls build up. This is not uncommon at all. It's very rare that there are no calls on the board that leave the police free and clear. I'm talking about primary response, that leave them clear to do what they would like to do, whether that's catching up on their paperwork, traffic enforcement, general patrol, whatever the case is. I'm not saying it's like that all the time. There's moments, usually on a day shift, but it's like that far too often right across the entire country. I've personally started day shift and we had to start clearing off calls from the afternoon shift the day before. Not even night shift, from the afternoon shift the day before. Instead of taking cheap shots at police officers online and social media, I would like to see more people get involved. Police services right across North America, they're holding community safety sessions, town hall meetings where the community has a voice, and most often the police service and politicians, they're there and they're forced to sit and listen to your concerns on a personal, but about the community in general. What I'd rather not see is comments from the same people saying there's not enough police officers or police officers aren't doing their job to complain about the police budget when it's up for review and maybe they're looking for more money without doing your due diligence or getting into the weeds about what the issues are or why that money is needed and where it's going to be spent. Believe me, police officers are just as tired as everybody else about having to go out there, deal with the same individuals, arresting people for the same offenses time and time again, but because of this revolving door justice system, nothing ever gets done about it. Okay, side note here. Just because you see 2 police cars parked side by side in a parking lot behind a factory, a division, whatever the case, don't just assume they're having coffee, doing nothing, being lazy. A police vehicle these days is basically like a mobile police station. You can do almost everything at a police station, you can do in that vehicle. It's fantastic. Catching up on reports, your paperwork, and it's very, very important before you move on to the next call. Okay, this part I'm adding later because I thought of it while I was editing this video. By some people's logic, you would have to have a police officer at every street, at every stop sign, every gas station, enforcing every law, no matter how minor or major, like a carjacking. That's impossible. And not only is it impossible, but what kind of police state would that be? I wouldn't want to live in a country like that. I hope I cleared things up a little bit. Sounded like I was ranting, maybe I was. But if I didn't clear things up and you have more questions now or you're more confused, leave me a comment. I actually get to all the comments and I'm going to do my best to address your concern in another video. Thank you for paying attention and perhaps we will see you again.